So when you guys remember that term I've shared with you before? It's called guilds, companion planting. This is where the idea of guilds originated, right? So we have this beautifully created forest, and at the base of the forest, so at the very tops, we see the overstory, right? The overstory are the really tall trees, the ones that poke out above all the rest. They capture all the sunlight that they can. Then you have like mid-story, and sometimes it's trees that are trying to get taller, but they're just being slowed down because they're not getting enough sunlight. And then you have these ferns, which grow underneath in the shade. And then you have these lower lying ground covers that grow on the very tops of the ground, and you see them, they're here too. They're growing here. This is where the idea of gilding and the various levels of plantings, overstory, understory, and the various types of plants have come about. So when we talk about guilds, we can see that we have cedar, and these ferns grow in the habitat provided by the cedar, right?
Is that a cedar?
That's a cedar. And I wish I knew what this plant was, because I would like to know. So I'm going to take one of these with us so that we can find out what kind of plant this is. These are not edible by humans. We can't process the material in these. But that's the idea of guilds. So if you look around and just observe.
What are they processing? What people are they processing?
Well, we can't process them because we don't have the type of stomachs. So we have, and the grasses are growing underneath here. All kinds of stuff grows in the forest. And so all we need to do is try and mimic this or recreate this in our own environment, right?
But look, Daddy, that
What?
tree is going to be all gone.
The one that's laying down? This one?
Yeah, I don't know what.
Why is that tree going to be all gone?
Because I think those little white things are sucking on it.
Oh, well, that's a good observation, Kaylee. But you're right, this is a fungus that's growing on the tree. And this tree is dead. So that tree is being consumed even though it's still standing. One day it will get so brittle it will just fall over, like the one that's laying down behind it. And then it will decompose and turn into the soil that feeds all of these plants around here.
I climbed on the forest tree is big.
Yeah, we climbed on that big tree.
But Dad, are those frogs sucking on it?
Yeah, they're sucking on it. The fungus is sucking on that tree. They're feeding off of it. That tree, even in its death, is giving life to other things. The moss that grows on here,
Dad, why don't touch that part?
this is growing on here.
Dad, why touch that?
Look, here's some down here. Now don't pick at it and keep your hands out of your mouth, but you can see that it's growing right down here too, at the base of the tree. So when we want to create guilds, the best thing to do is come to the forest and just observe. And of course it helps to know what plants these are. But they grow very well. In fact, look at this, guys. This tree that's right here is growing on this tree. That tree died and this tree's growing on it. So what does that tell us? What does that tell us?
I don't know.
That these berries can grow in the understory of cedar. These trees can grow right on top of that cedar as it decomposes. These ferns and other things can grow right alongside these trees.
Dad,
And who waters these trees, guys?
Rain.
Yeah, rain. And then it conserves all of its moisture in its soil because there's so much organic matter.
Sucking on it.
Look, guys, look at this. In this web of, in this ground, look at all these roots in this ground, right? Everywhere I dig, I just see, look at how wet that soil is in there. And look at all that organic matter. I'm actually digging on top of a tree, it looks like. A tree that's breaking down and becoming soil, see? This is why this forest is able to thrive without any caretakers. All we have to do is be careful and treat this forest with respect and not litter and not stomp all over it, not burn it, not cut it all down, and just enjoy it. That's all we have to do. And on its own, it will thrive.
What's thrive?
Thrive means to live a vibrant and healthy existence. So look, this tree probably fell down
Then they
50, 60, 80, 100 years ago.
and then they cut through it, and then they made a path for people to walk through.
That's right. And look, and Kaylee, you pointed this out. This is a really good observation. This tree, if we follow that root, we find that it's actually growing right on top of that tree that fell down. And this tree has since died.
Okay.
But then right behind it, look, a new tree is growing on top of it. This one. And look, its roots are coming right down here and they're trying to find water. And then look what's right behind that one.
Another one.
A huge one that's growing right on top of that tree and going straight up. And that tree looks like it's been here a long time.
And those ones.
So if we look on this side, we can see that tree, somehow a seed fell from one of the other trees. It germinated and now it's growing right on top of this big tree and it's creating soil and everything all for itself to live on. Wow. That was really good observation, Kaylee. I didn't see that one. You pointed that out.